Hi Prashanth. I didn't attend the Madam Shahila class when covering chapter meeting. So, I need a favor from you. Can you assist me in mastering the topic?
Sure, though. It's my pleasure to help you. However, it will be delighted with study with our group, with our buddies.
I'm agree with you.
What's the point of waiting? Let's get started.
Say let's.
Hello and a very warm welcome to our viewers. I'm Dylan, followed with my teammates Prashanth, Durga, Sabrina, and Wahyuni are here to briefly explain our topic meetings. Wanna know in detail? Let's go! The word meeting that's used in company defined as a coming together of at least a quarter of a member in order to transact either ordinary or special business of the company. Meeting is a verbal interaction session which starts with a discussion of a common topic through sharing own perceptions, ideas, and ends up with a conclusion through an agreement of all parties who attend the meeting. The decisions are often taken in meetings, which is a formal dialogue between administration of a company, generally the directors, to discuss the affairs of the company. In this case of Sharp versus Davis, 1971, the meeting is defined as an assembly of people for a lawful purpose, or the coming together of at least two persons for any lawful purpose. Company meeting is categorized into two major parts, which consist of member or shareholder meetings and other meetings. Under shareholder meeting, there are four types of meeting and only one type of meeting under category of other meeting. Okay, now let's take a look on the next slide for more details. First is statutory meeting. This is the first meeting of the shareholders of a public limited company, which must take place within a particular time after it is formed and held only once in the lifetime of the company. This meeting should be conducted within a period not less than 1 month and not more than 3 months from the day in which it is entitled to commence business. The purpose of this meeting is to enable members to know all the important matters pertaining to the formation of the company, such as what contract have been entered into, how much money have been received, which shares have been taken up, and others. A notice of at least 21 days prior to the meeting should be given to members in order to convene meeting, and the board director is responsible to prepare and send the statutory report to every member at least 7 days prior to the meeting to be held. Second is annual general meeting. Annual general meeting, also known as AGM, is a yearly gathering between the shareholders of company and its board of directors. According to section 340 of Company Act 2016 provides that only a public company is required to hold an AGM. Thus, as for private company, an AGM is optional. Usually, business of AGM is to receive the financial statement and reports of directors and auditors. Next, to elect the director in place of those retiring and make appointment to fix the fee of directors. On the other hand, any resolution or other businesses of which is notice is given in accordance with the Company Act 2016. An AGM must be held within 18 months after incorporation and not more than 18 months after its incorporation. For the subsequent of AGM, it must be held every calendar year but not later than 6 months from the end of company financial year. If a company is not able to hold an AGM within the prescribed, then the company may apply to ROC of an extension of time. If the company fails to hold its AGM within the time prescribed by the Company Act 2016 and the ROC, the company itself should be guilty of offence against the Company Act.
My name is Sabrina and I'm gonna talk about the importance of annual general meeting. The importance of annual general meeting is to comply with the statutory imposition to hold such meeting in order to fulfill the company's contractual obligation to its members. Other than that, the annual general meetings provide the opportunity of the members to meet their directors and to question them on the company's account, the director's report, and the company's position. Lastly, the members also can exercise the right to vote on any resolution on the election of directors, appointment of auditors, issue of additional shares, and payment of dividend. Next is Extraordinary General Meeting known as EGM. Any general meeting other than the annual meeting is called as EGM. The agenda of an EGM will usually constitute special businesses, which are urgent and cannot be delayed until the next meeting. EGM applies to both public and private companies and occur as soon as practicable within 2 months after the receipt of the requisition by the company. If the director does not convene a meeting within 21 days after the receipt of the requisition may convene the meeting themselves. EGM must be for the purpose and object of the company. Next, Board of Directors meeting. This meeting is conducted for the smooth running of the company and for collectively taking decisions. The meetings may be conducted to call on shares, issue debentures, borrow money, invest the fund, and others. To proceed at the meeting, we must have an agenda. An agenda is a list of meeting activities in the order in which they will be addressed, beginning with the call to order and ending with the adjournment. It usually comprises one or more specific business matters to be discussed. The agenda must not be vague but should be clear and definite. The typical agenda example is welcoming or opening of the meeting, apologizing for absence, approving minutes of the previous meeting, and other matters until closing the meeting. In these cases, gave V. Crowden Tramways, 1898 1CH 358, the agenda of a meeting, whether it is a board meeting or any type of meeting, lists the tasks to be completed and the business to be addressed and transacted at the meeting.
As you know, the chairman is in command of the meeting and has some particular rights. Section 329 Clause 1 indicates that unless the company constitution states otherwise, the board chairman will preside over the member meeting. If he does not show up within 15 minutes or refuse to act, the members present elect one of them to chair the meeting. If the board of directors does not have a chairman, the members may elect any member to lead the meeting. When a resolution is to put a vote by show of hands, the chairman has the right to proclaim whether it is passed unanimously with a certain majority or lost. His declaration will be entered in the minutes of the proceeding. Moreover, the minutes signed by the chairman of the meeting should be a refutable proof of the proceeding. This will contain the chairman's statements of the result of the hand vote. The related cases are Binge versus London Life Association 1990. In this case, the chairman has the authority to adjourn the meeting, but this authority must be employed in good faith. For example, where there is unruly conduct which disrupt the meeting and prevent its continuation. Resolution is a written official internal document of a company documenting the decisions that have been voted during the board of directors meeting or the meeting of members. The resolution can be found in the minutes of meeting detailing the decision made during the meeting. There are 4 types of resolution. The first one is ordinary resolutions, second, special resolution, third, ordinary resolution requiring special notice, and lastly, written resolution. According to Section 291 of Company Act 2016, defines ordinary resolution is passed by a simple majority of more than of the votes exercised by members or their proxy who are present and voting. The related cases are Vushel versus Fate 1970, which held that an ordinary resolution is passed if approved by a bare majority that is more than 50% of the votes casted by members present and voting. We know from the preceding cases that the usual resolution must be passed by more than half of the vote cast by members present and voting. Furthermore, because a company must provide at least 14 days notice before a member meeting and all necessary resolutions are ordinary resolution, the members must be provided with at least 14 days notice before voting on ordinary resolution. Special resolution is based on Section 292 Clause 1 of the Company Act 2016. This section says that a special resolution of members or class of members of a company means a resolution of which is a notice of not less than 21 days has been given and passed by a majority of not less than 75% of such members, either who can vote in person or by proxy at a member meeting, or who are entitled to vote on a written resolution. According to Section 322 of the Company Act 2016, there are also ordinary resolutions that need to be given extra attention by the company's members. This is also known as giving the company a notice of intention. This ordinary resolution, which requires special notice, is based on the following circumstances, like the removal of a director before the expiration of his term of office, the removal of an auditor at a general meeting, and the appointment of an auditor in place of an outgoing auditor. If a member wants to move a resolution, Section 322 Clause 1 of Company Act 2016 say that the member must give at least 28 days notice before the meeting. And to make sure everyone knows about the meeting, the company must give them at least 14 days notice before the meeting.
Hi, I'm Prashanth here and we'll continue the next part. Written resolutions are only used by the private businesses because they don't need to be agreed upon all of the employees who work there. Sometimes it is hard to call a meeting for everyone in a company because there are a lot of people. Thus, for a private company, they can pass a resolution in 2 ways, at meeting and through mail. The written resolution can be proposed by a director or any member who has at least 5% of vote. The period of agreeing to the written resolution is now limited to 28 days from the day that is sent out. The members' meeting may now be held anywhere as long the main venue is in Malaysia. It is not necessary for the main venue to be the company registered office. Under Section 327:1 of Company Act 2016 prescribed that a company may hold the meeting at more than one venue that allows all the members opportunity to participate and to exercise the rights to speak and to vote at the meeting. Thus, a member meeting may now be held through video conferencing. The only condition is that the method used should be available to all the members, as all members must have a reasonable opportunity to participate in the meeting. The right to appoint a proxy is an important statutory right for a member who is unable to attend the meeting. Despite his absence, he may exercise his rights to his proxy to inquire the director and to vote on any resolution. A member did not attend the company in person. He may appoint another person to appoint the meeting on his behalf. This person may even participate, speak, and vote on his behalf. He is known as member's proxy. It does not specify the maximum number of proxy which may be appointed by a member. However, when appointments more than one proxy, then must be specified the proportion of holding to be represented by each proxy. A proxy has the power to attend the meeting, participate, and speak at the meeting of the member. A proxy may vote by showing hand if he is the only proxy appointed by a member. If there is more than one proxy appointed, then only can vote on a poll. However, if a company is a public listed company, the voting is entitlement of the proxies depends on the listing requirements. Where a member appoints more than one proxy, the appointment is invalid if the member does not specify the proportion of each proxy.
Thank you so much, Prashanth. And I'm Thurgashree. I will continue with the next slide. Quorum is the minimum number of members who must be present at the meeting. Under Section 328(2) of the Company Act 2016 prescribes that there must be at least 2 members personally present at a meeting or by proxy unless a higher number is specified in the Constitution. Thus, one member present cannot hold a meeting even if the said member is also a proxy for another member. However, Section 328(1) of Company Act 2016 recognizes that where the company has only one member, the quorum for company's meeting shall be only one member personally present. Quorum is required at the commencement of the meeting. However, it must be stressed that if the quorum is only 2, then it must be maintained throughout the meeting. There cannot be a meeting of one person. For company having share capital, every member shall have one vote for each share held by him on a written resolution unless the Constitution provides otherwise. Written resolution applies only to a private company. Similarly, where it is a vote on a resolution on poll, every member shall have one vote for each share held by him unless the Constitution provides otherwise. However, it is a vote on a resolution on a show of hand. Every member shall have one vote. There are 2 types of voting, which are vote by show of hand and vote on poll. Under vote show by of hands, Section 330(1) of Company Act 2016 provides that at any meeting of members, a resolution put to the vote of the meeting shall be decided on a show of hands unless before or on the declaration of the result of the show of hands, a poll is demanded. Voting by show of hands is easier and quicker method as each member is personally present is entitled to one vote. Next, a vote on poll is more equitable for each share is entitled to one vote. Thus, a member holding a substantial number of shares has more say in the matter. A proxy may vote on poll. Where the member wants to appoint more than one proxy, then the member shall specify the proportion of the holdings to be represented by each proxy. Under Section 146(1)(a), excluding the right to demand a poll at general meeting on any question or matter other than the election of chairman shall be void. According to Section 343 of Company Act 2016, every company must keep minutes of all meetings. Under Section 156, the minutes of proceeding of each general meeting must be entered in the minute book within 14 days from the date of the meeting. Section 157 and 359 bracket 1 defines that book containing the meeting of the proceeding of any general meeting shall be kept at the company's registered office or any other place notified to the ROC and shall be made available for the inspection by any member of the company. Additionally, such record should be kept at least 7 years from the date of the resolution, meeting or decision. When the minutes have been signed and entered, there are prima facie evidence that the meeting has been duly held and convened and that all appointments are valid and that the proceedings were duly conducted. However, it is not conclusive proof that all the procedure of the meeting has been complied.
Alright, that is all for today. It becomes very evident at this point, meetings are at the heart of an effective organization, and each meeting is an opportunity to clarify issue, set new direction, sharpen focus, create alignment, and move objective forward. That's all from us now. Thank you for watching, and we hope you found it informative and entertaining.